DJ and PK, it is time for the question of the day. Bring your hot takes. PK, Yahoo reports the Big 12 has a private equity deal with RedBird Capital. Schools can opt in for capital credit line for $30 million each. Should they do it? Bum, bum, bum. Scott, well, we know BYU's not going to be involved. They got their $30 million if they need it. There's been a speculation that maybe as many as a half dozen schools would do this. Devin says absolutely not. What a total waste.
Why?
He does not explain why.
What's the downside?
Well, it has been explained that this isn't a typical private equity deal. It seems more like this is an investment because they never get to own any of the schools or any of the conference. So it's not like that RedBird Capital is bought in. It's some type of, we'll front you the money, it's a joint investment, and there's a payback. So it's kind of like a loan, except they're supposed to help you make money.
The rates are under 10% is what they're saying on the return.
Yeah. Now, that still seemed high to me.
Oh, it is high, yes.
But it could be higher, to your point, Yak, right? It could be higher.
Well, think about it as a credit card. It's like essentially you're getting a line of credit, 10% rate on it, and obviously, to your point, DJ, you're trying to obviously make money together, but this is ultimately having to be paid back by the school or the conference.
Brady, never get involved with private equity groups. Chowder, honestly, no. NIL's ruined college sports, but I get schools like the U can't compete with the Michigans of the world.
I don't think NIL has ruined college sports.
Do you think that schools like the U can compete with the Michigans of the world?
Could they ever compete with the Michigans of the world?
I believe the answer to that is in the short run, yes, but on the highest stage, no.
They may beat them a time or two if they're down.
And they're 3-1 against them in the 4 times they played them, which have all been in the last 25 years.
Yeah,
so
they did in football.
They can do that. But when you're the Pac-12 champ and you run into the Big Ten champ or runner-up at the highest level, it hasn't gone well.
Yeah, I think that you can compete with them when they screw up.
Yes, if they're not at their best, if they're playing their B-plus game, you can beat them. But with all their money and resources and fame, fortune, and all the branding and all the power of all that, when they're playing their A game, you're in trouble.
Yeah, did anyone turn down Kyle Whittingham from Utah or BYU?
No, not that we know of. Everybody went.
And they all got substantial raises.
Yeah, and see, that's where the $30 million, you get the line of credit, but what are you going to use it for that you're going to make the kind of money to pay it back that's going to move you ahead and close the gap? Because a lot of people look at it as paying NIL, and I just don't see how that's going to close the gap. I mean, you pay it, you get the players. They're here for maybe just 1 year. I mean, certainly the basketball players can go in a year, but even the football players, if you're getting a transfer, they might be gone in a year or two, whatever.
Well,
not very long.
Sure, it depends on
their eligibility,
if they want to stay and their eligibility.
Right. So that's where if you're doing something like we hear the U is going to do at the Huntsman Center, whether you build a new one or you rebuild a facility, and there's some way where you could generate a lot of cash, maybe that makes more sense than going out and getting bonds and all that. I'm getting over my skis here. But that, to me, at least it makes sense on the surface. I don't know enough. Maybe if you dove into it, it wouldn't make much sense. But that kind of stuff, I kind of see the logic there. If you've got to do something to your facility that's going to generate a lot more money, I mean, Kansas just redid their football stadium. That kind of thing can generate a lot of cash. If you need the $30 million to get one of those projects across the finish line, all right, maybe that's a good idea. That to use it for NIL, man, on the surface, I'd have to be convinced.
Well, I don't think you're competing with those extreme elite level programs. I think you're competing with teams in your conference.
I think, yes, that, and I think that also you're trying to prep your place so that when whatever scramble happens in the early 2030s, with all the TV deals up and the college basketball, NCAA basketball tournament deal is coming up, and almost everybody, the Big Ten, except the Big Ten, is up. They're up in the middle of the next decade. You need to be in as good a place as possible to get whatever the best result is possible for your school.
Well, and to your point, DJ, I don't know if you saw this in the story, This RedBird Capital Group owns Paramount Global, which is the parent company of CBS and soon-to-be TNT Sports.
So are they about to bet on sports and get in a big way? And if you work with them, they'll take care of you in 5 years.
In what way?
Psst, include them. Push them across the finish line.
Include them in what?
More money in a
whatever
media
this
rights
new.
But you're still not going to be able to compete. Utah can get in the Big Ten all it wants. Purdue is in the Big Ten. Rutgers is in the Big Ten. I can go down the list of 7, 8 schools that are in the Big Ten and getting the same amount of money for the TV deals as everybody else, but they're not competing. And what makes Utah think all of a sudden it's going to be able to compete at that level? It can be a really good program, but is it ever going to compete nose to nose, head to head with Ohio State and Oregon year after year after year?
The easy answer is no, and I would normally say no, but the only thing that gives me pause right now is that's what I would have said about Indiana, and look at the last 2 years. So I think the boosters who run the boosters who support the program, the presidents who run the schools are thinking, get in, and then we'll try to figure it out. And obviously Indiana did these last couple of years. Now the odds are you're way more likely to end up like Rutgers and Maryland and
I don't think those are the
list.
odds. I disagree on that. You can have a really solid program, but are you going to be the last team standing?
Seems unlikely. Seems very unlikely.
Yeah.
But you want to get in that group and then figure it out once you're in that group.
It's like
I think everybody
Majera
sees an
said after
opportunity
they
get
went to the final, we didn't move any closer to Los Angeles.
Yeah, and he was right. That was the high watermark. It's been all downhill from there.
So they're in a good spot. Both these programs are good. Okay, that's pretty good. And I'm not downgrading them whatsoever. I'm just thinking, if you're thinking cash is all of a sudden going to make you Ohio State, I don't see it.
No. It's more, do you need the cash to do something specific that's going to make you better? And if you're rebuilding something that generates money every year, like a football stadium or a basketball arena, I get it. After that, I'm having a hard time seeing it. But maybe I just need it explained to me because, again, getting out into this area, a little over my skis, not what I do.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses for a limited time. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Tusk Top.
You can build the fanciest stadium and the fanciest arena that you want. And what do you have? You have a fancy stadium and a fancy arena. I think the Utes in the 90s did awfully well in the Huntsman Center. And now I'm going to give them a new arena or I'm going to modernize it. And yeah, it can give you more money and go ahead and do that. But that's all it does. It's like it's a power play in hockey. All right, you've got a man advantage. But if you don't score, did you have any advantage?
Or if you give up the game-winning goal shorthanded, how was it? Hey-oh. We'll get to that. It's coming.
And they should try to get on the other side. And if it's the formation of Big 12, Big 10, I should say, and SEC and whatever they want to call it, you want to be on the inside. Okay, yeah. I think you have a good shot to be on the inside if you did nothing. Both of your programs. You play big-time football. Place is packed. You've had some really good wins and so forth. And I don't see where that's going to change. And that's fine. Strive to be the best you can be. That zero problem. Utah built a nice baseball stadium. I was there last weekend. It rocked. I thought it was just gorgeous. And it had a thing where you could take your dog. And we took our dog and out on the berm there. And I told the guys at Utah, Ryan, the guys in charge of baseball, I said, hey, I want to come by and I want to check out your facility because I hadn't been there yet. And it was my intent to get up there this season. And so I went up there in the press box and the luxury suites they have down the third base line. It's awesome. All right? I thought it was absolutely beautiful. And they're going to play. They've actually been playing high school games there. Hopefully they get an opportunity to play high school playoff games and all that. I think the kids would really enjoy it. Beautiful stadium. They're doing what they need to do, right? And now, hopefully for them, they can get better players and have a really good baseball program. It's hard in a cold weather spot. We understand that, but it's been done. But it's still hard. We're still out in the middle of nowhere. We don't produce a lot of MLB players that come through the high school ranks in the state. It's hard, but they've got a beautiful facility, man. I can't say enough about it. I was thoroughly impressed. So they're doing all they can, and they deserve, or speaking specifically of Utah, they, in my mind, they absolutely deserve to be in if it comes down to some type of cut line. They deserve to be on the inside of the cut line. And go ahead and do it and get as much money, be as good as you can. I just don't see them being the elite of the elite consistently.
I'd agree with that.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
There isn't. If you could get in the Big Ten and go 9-3 and finish sixth, it'd still be a good year. You'd be frustrated with the 5 teams in front of you. But if you were 9-3 overall and 6-3 in conference, you'd get to play a bunch of the big boys. People would be super excited.
Right. And they'll win some of those games. And they'll have some times where things will work. It's just that, you have to look at the other programs that got these enormous advantages. And as Ryan Day said, if you're not a first rounder, we're not interested in recruiting you. So I don't know how much it will change. I think they get in, and hopefully they do get in, and hopefully BYU gets in too. And they're still going to have to go about getting the so-called diamond in the rough to an extent. Not always. They can get guys, but you have to outfit everywhere. Ohio State's outfitting 5 stars all over the place.
Yes, the diamond in the rough is relative.
And that's great. And that's how you've done that extremely successful. And I have no reason to think that you won't. They're in a good spot. They play good football. People are excited about it. I've been to so many games over the years. It's a great program. I'd be content with that. Basketball needs to get it going. Hopefully they can. BYU, same thing. They got basketball going to an extent. This Bruce Branch, so you look on mock drafts in 27, and he's tweeting out, it's good to be home. Who would have thought Bruce Branch? I don't even know where he's from, but now Provo's home, at least for the next 10 months.
Yeah.
Okay, great, good. And they packed the place, and these are good times, man. For Utah football, basketball, not so much, and for BYU, both sports. These are good times. And I think that, be happy where you're at. But that doesn't mean you don't strive to continually be better. You should. But let's not go crazy and all of a sudden expect that you're going to be on that level.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses for a limited time. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Tusk Top.